six-time champ threw 2 interceptions and often found himself and his new receivers on different pages during Sunday's 34-23 loss to the Saints. While Bruce Arians was critical of his QB's play, Brady shared an inspirational quote from French philosopher Albert Camus on Instagram after the game, which said, "In the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love." I personally like that. Shannon, do you think Brady is second-guessing his choice of coach?
Still, after one game, we got inspiration. We got to flip the inspiration.
Yeah.
I mean, really, after one game, Skip, that's where we are?
Yep. Maybe after one post-game. Is that possible?
Skip, I don't think he is. I think the thing is that Tom had to have known what he was getting himself into. Skip, this is who B.A. is. This is who Bruce Arians is. This is him. Skip, he's harsh in his critique. Yes, his offense allows quarterbacks, but he's very harsh in his critique of the quarterback. And there's, of all players. Skip, you remember he had O.J. out in the doghouse for like 6 weeks last year.
He did.
And Jameis, every week, we just can't make those throws. We can't turn the ball over that. Bruce, do you think you could win games if you didn't turn the ball over? If we win games with the quarterback turning it over like that, we can win games without it. So this is who he is, Skip. Look, at the end of the day, Tom Brady knew what he was getting into because he wanted weapons. And the only way he was going to get those weapons was he had to go to Tampa. At this stage of his game, Skip, he's not the Tom of 10, 15 years ago where he can take anybody and make them better. He needs help now. And the help came in the form of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and those other weapons. But they were attached to Tampa. And so this is what you had to do. Skip, a bear wants honey. He knows what's going to happen. He's willing to take those bee stings to get that honey. Tom Brady was willing to take that tongue lashing in order to get those weapons, so it gives him an opportunity to win, and to win big.
Not behind closed doors tongue lashing, a public tongue lashing.
Well, now they do, you know.
Not like Belichick behind closed doors out on the practice field tongue lashing. It's to the world. It's to all the gathered media. Come one, come all. He was garbage.
He didn't say that. Stop that.
Yeah.
But hold on, wait a minute. Now, you didn't have a problem. Coach Belichick didn't praise Tom publicly. You wanted him to praise him publicly, but you wanted him to chastise him behind closed doors. So if you get chastised behind closed doors, you get praised behind closed doors.
All right, back to the quote that Jenny read, and she used the French pronunciation because she speaks fluent French.
Yeah.
I don't, but I did read a book called The Plague, a novel called The Plague by Albert, and I'm just going to go American here, Camus, because I called him Camus.
That's pretty good.
Albert Camus. And he's an existential philosopher, and he can really write. And I love The Plague. And by the way, it was eerily reflective of what the world is going through right here, right now. And it came out in 1947.
Okay.
But I thought, was Brady, because he can be kind of corny, clever with his posts, he was having to hear how great Cam was up in his stomping grounds. So he went Camus in his IG post. And it's a poignant quote. And he's saying, in the midst of hate, I found there was within me invincible love. And the last line Jenny read, no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. It's a great quote. It's true. And yet, it was poignant to me because this is a man who got knocked on his backside. And I think it was more post-game than in-game. Because I told you as we opened this show, he made one really bad choice. It was a bad decision, it was a bad idea, and it was poorly executed, and it cost them 7 points the wrong direction.
Skip, I also believe that B.A. wants him to take, you said there were 6 big-time throws. I believe B.A. wants him to take 12 of those. Put the ball up.
Okay.
But that's not Tom.
So he tied Aaron Rodgers for the most big-time throws on Sunday.
Right.
6 of them. In New England last year, he had no more than 3 in a game, and those came in the first 3 games.
Right.
So the last 13 games of the year last year, he had no more than 1 big-time throw per game.
Right.
And he had 6 at New Orleans against the best defense he'll face all year.
But, Skip, here's the point. and that offense is meant to produce more big-time throws than what you're customarily
and
used
he's
to.
got weapons he did not have last year.
And that's what BA said. BA wants him to take more opportunity, take more chances.
So why wouldn't Bruce Arians, who is all of 1-2 as a head coach in the postseason, why wouldn't he give him just a little bit of break? Because it's not going to get any tougher than that game at New Orleans throughout the whole 16-game schedule. They had no preseason. He had been to battle no times with anybody on that field except for Gronkowski, who was sort of a no-show in the game. Why wouldn't you give him a break and say, Tom made some really big-time throws in that game, but he made one mistake? And Bruce Arians wrongly convicted him of one really bad throw up the seam, which resulted in the other interception, and then he backed off yesterday and said, my bad, actually, that was Mike Evans' fault.
Mike Evans was smart. Mike Evans says, I'm not running down the hole in quarters and get decapitated. But, Skip, let me tell you what. He can come up with all the quotes he wants. He can do Camay, Shamay, and what doesn't matter. Camu. He can do Camu, Caribou. It doesn't matter.
Camu, the killer whale.
At the end of the day, Skip, stop worrying about what they say. I thought you told Tom Brady didn't worry about what people say. Now he all of a sudden, he worried about hearing what people say they hating him. Tom Brady, the guy, he's an assassin. Nothing bothers Tom. I keep telling you, Skip Bayless, these people are more, just because you can throw a football really, really well, because you can jump high and shoot a basketball, you're still human at the core. And people can say things. And now they know Tom Brady here. I thought Tom Brady ain't listen to what nobody say. Come to find out, he hear more than what we've been thinking.
So Tom Brady inspires more hate than any player in the National Football League, and much of it is detonated by that man across the table from me.
All I said, hold up. All I said was, you knew what you were getting when you went to Tampa.
Well, did you? Did you think he's going to tear your opening game apart publicly when you made only one really bad choice the whole game? One bad decision. The other one was Mike Evans' fault. And you make 6 big-time throws to Mike Evans deep, 2 pass interferences, to little Scotty Miller, twice deep, 1 pass interference, 1 a big completion. And that first one, to what's the name?
Chris Godwin.
Godwin was he dropped it right down the chimney. My goodness. That looked goatish to me.
Oh, it looked goatish to you? Skip, look. I get it. Coach Belichick was praising Cam, and you got to be careful about this, Skip. This happens all the time. We've all had relationships. You live a relationship, and the other party start dating somebody. Oh, that's the best thing. I ain't never been so in love in my life. I ain't never had nobody treat me like this in all my life. They say all that thing, and then 6 months later, they broke up. I thought that was the love of your life. You ain't have anybody to treat you like this. He wash your feet and open the door for you.
It got real.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. So, look, I ain't putting all that, I get what Coach Belichick is doing. I get all that. And I get what BA. BA is harsh in his assessment. For me, like I said, if I'm Tom Brady and I'm going into a new situation, Skip, I'm going to address with BA how to address me publicly before I even sign, because I'm not used to this. I'm not used to
Who would be?
I'm not used to
And is it possible that BA was actually trying to take a little focus on the fact his team overall was not prepared to play at New Orleans?
Skip.
See 9 penalties for 103.
Think about what he said about Donovan Smith. He said Donovan Smith was going against the worst of the pass rusher and had the worst game. I'm like, whoa.
Are you that good? Are you Bill Belichick? I don't know.
Skip, that's it.
Well, Bruce Arians is.
He said my defense played good enough for us to win, but we didn't get great QB play. That would be say.
That's what he said.
Regardless of what you guys think about Tom Brady, 26 million people tuned in to watch America's Game of the Week.
They hate him so bad.
Since the Super Bowl, people want to know what the 43-year-old is going to do next. So we can't debate that one.